to the Niner Fanatic podcast. It's Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's Tuesday, and another week, another mock draft. But we're gonna change things up a little bit this week, and I kind of want to see what would happen if the 49ers go ahead and trade up. Let's see if their options change at all. And when I say trade up, we're not trading. I'm not going to trade any players because I don't think that any players are going to get traded in this. But I just want to see if there's any other options, and it gives us any other options that the 49ers could be looking at that the that the message boards that Twitter hasn't beaten to death, like as far as prospects go. But before we get to any of that, we gotta hit the music.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I like to know.
are you ready for start time?
And once again, it is Peter Lucas. This is the Niner Fanatic Podcast. Appreciate everybody watching tonight, and make sure you give this show a like. Make sure that you give me a subscribe to the YouTube channel, and make sure that you hit the bell notification so you get the notifications for when I go live. Also make sure that you tell a friend. Let's spread this as far as we can spread it, and pause. But at the same time, let's get into the content. And I mean, I want to bring up we're gonna bring it up. There was another Trey Lance slow motion video that dropped today. And kudos to I saw it on Jesse Naylor's page. So kudos to Jesse for putting that out for the fans. And I mean, I was joking with a buddy of mine that was like, oh, he's still throwing the ball high. But I mean, it realistically speaking, it's just workout stuff. So like it's nothing to get really excited about, other than it looks like what we saw in those videos about his tightening up his motion. That doesn't seem to be a blip on the radar. It looks like that's what he's been working on. So extremely excited to see a new Lance in OTAs and training camp, and I can't wait to hear what all the good content creators and beat writers are going to say about the new throwing, but not just the new throwing motion. I want to see if he's improved his thought processes, because that's really what it's gonna be about. Is has he improved his thought process, his reads, and what does that look like? Is he building chemistry with his receivers, that kind of thing? So, but today's show is about the draft again. We are getting closer and closer and closer. I think we've got 2 weeks and a day, or 2 weeks and 2 days left until the draft. And yeah, we've talked about, and not just me, but like tons of content creators have been talking about prospects for weeks now. And it's been a kind of, I would say this has kind of been like one of the quietest off seasons I've been a part of, or watched along. I mean, even ESPN is really struggling to find anything. And I mean, the only stories that we're getting are a lot of nonsense. Like, I mean, normally you're going to get some nonsense, but the stuff that's coming out now is such obvious nonsense about Trey getting traded. And I wanted to give kudos to Bully Ball, Steph Sanchez, and Jay, and Jason Apani. Like, it I love that they just come out and say that it's a bunch of nonsense, because that's what I want to hear. And if I'm a person watching YouTube podcasts and listening to podcasts, I want to know what is real and what is fake, and that's what I try to bring to you guys. I try to give you my perspective and what we like. What I feel is either real, or is it just blatant rhetoric and just nonsense, to just throwing stuff against the wall to see if it's going to stick per se. and and yeah, kudos to them for bringing it, like the same thing that I talked about on yesterday's show, that it just doesn't make monetary sense. I think Steph Sanchez said that it's going to cost the 49ers 11 million just to trade him. It doesn't make sense, guys. It just doesn't make sense. I know people want him to be traded, but like, it's like, just some people. There's just some people out there that want that. But it doesn't make sense. Like, it makes every ounce of sense for the 49ers to hang on to him and give him every opportunity to win the job. So, but with that being said, this is a show about the draft, And I'm gonna try and do two quick sims. The last time that I tried to do it, it took over an hour, and to do two. But I am going to really fight and try but we're gonna talk about trades today. And let's see if I can get this. There we go, a little bit bigger. And yeah, it's so, as we've gone over and over and over and over, PFF is not the greatest as far as how I view some of these prospects. But what I've said over and over again too, that every team has a different big board, and some teams value these prospects more than others. And and for some team, they could be looking at it just the way PFF does. They could be probably going off of the PFF. Some of them could be going off the PFF and thinking that that is the way to go because they have all the numbers. I highly doubt it, but I mean, it could be. It could be. So, with that being said, let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and enter the draft, and then we need to make this show is about trading up, and so I want to look at somebody I want to trade up twice. The more I think about this, the more I want, if we're gonna trade up from those third round picks, I'm thinking trading up twice, not necessarily getting up into the second round, but just trading up to the top of the third and seeing what is there, because I don't think that there's anything that is really huge that make that big of a difference. Would it be make a difference to get in the second round? But the way that I'm thinking, the 49ers wouldn't have to give away buku draft assets or players, or this is how can they get there with with what they have currently. And in my mind, I'm not valuing all of those picks that they have at the end of the draft. So what I'm thinking is the first team I want to look at is with the Panthers, because they've got the 93 pick, right? And this is just a few picks away from, let's see, let's look at a couple. Houston has the 73. I'm not going to trade with the Cardinals. They're not going to want to help us. The Colts got 79. That's even probably a little bit too far up. Well, let's look. Let's look at and see what it would take to get up there. And let's see, 79. They have Washington's pick number 79. And let's say that I try to give them 99. And I mean, you're not getting hardly anything from that. But what if I give them 216? What about 222? What if I give them my third rounder for next year, which that automatically boosts us up, right? And what if I just make it a fourth rounder? Would that be the same? No, it's not gonna. That doesn't move the needle. But if it's a third rounder, what if I get a third rounder, and then what if I get another? Oh, they'll give me one of their seventh rounders. Oh, they'll give me two of their seventh rounders if I just give them my third from next year. And remember, 49ers are going to get comp picks next year too. They're probably going to get another two third rounders next year. So these third rounders really don't have much value. But what if I get, what about 170? Oh, they'll give me 176. What if I go 162? They'll give me 162. Let's go higher. They'll give me 138. Okay, they will not give me 106. So what if I give them that and they'll give me a little bit? Yeah, it's going to take too much. So what if I just take 138 and 79 for 99 in my third next year? That, to me, that's a pretty good bargain. So I'm thinking, let's look at what if we go 35 and no, they're not going to do that. So let's go back to 79. So 79, 138. That looks like to be the biggest deal that we can get here. I wonder. No, they're not going to give me that. What about 176? Oh, it's close. Let me see if I can get rid of some of these. I'm going to need those for another trade. So let's try this and see. Let's offer it up and see what happens. No, they said absolutely not. But what if I do that one? Swap that for that. Nope, they're saying nope, that's a negatory. What if I try that? Let's try this one. No, they're still saying no. So let's just go back to our original trade, which is just 138 and 79 for that 99 and R3 spot. I think we're just going to go with this. And we're going to offer it up. Oh, they didn't want that either. Hmm. Well, that's weird. It says it should be accepted. What if I just give him my 255 too? There you go. They took that. So that's still, I feel like that's good. That's a good trade in my estimation. Not basically two third rounders, a third round for a high third rounder. Yeah, I don't mind that trade at all. And now I'm going to trade one more time because now I want to look for another one, and but I want it to be a little. I want to get in the 80s, and no, we definitely don't want to. They're not going to trade. Seahawks are not going to trade with us. So what about the Lions? If they've got number 81, let's see if I can trade 101 if I can trade 101 and 160. Oh wow, they don't want no parts of that. Yeah, they don't want any parts of that. What about 155? No, nothing. Okay, they don't want to trade. They don't want to trade with us. It doesn't look like. What about the Raiders? Raiders got 100. That's not going to work for us. What about the Falcons? They got 75. That's too far up. We're not going to get much. Chicago, no. The Titans, no. They're not going to have. Jets, no. They don't have. Man, there's not many teams that have that want that are gonna we're gonna be able to move up with. New England, what does New England got? 76. Because I'm looking to get into the late 80s, maybe 90, and yeah, we definitely are not going to trade with them. Oh, that's getting closer. We're getting closer. Pittsburgh, not quite. Tampa, almost there. I don't know why. The Chargers. Oh, look at this. 85. So they've got 85. And what if I trade them? Oh, they don't want that at all. Nope, they don't want that at all. Okay. Well, what if I trade my third round for but this is the thing. If you're going to do that, then you might as well. Oh, they'll give me 125. 85 and 125. Yeah, but if you're going to do that, what? No, they're not going to do that. And huh. Yeah, I don't think if you're going to do that, then you might as well go to. What about. Okay, fourth rounder from 2 years from now. They are not budging on that. They want more. Oh, wait, what are we doing? 85. Oh yeah, they're not budging on that. How about? Oh, they'll take that. Mm. I would have given away all of this stuff. But what if I trade my third rounder and they give me the 125 pick? They're not going to give me 156 too, unless I get rid of some of these. Let's try that. Oh, they took it. So, now we kind of got rid of all of our seventh rounders, and and then a third rounder from 2 years from now, and with the way the 49ers build up comp picks, that's not going to make a difference, in my opinion. So now we've completely not traded all the way up to the first round, but we've got a whole bunch of picks in those middle rounds, which the 49ers really find. There's a lot of talent that the 49ers seem to find in those middle rounds. and and I mean they find talent everywhere. Let's just be real. But let's start the simulation and let's see what we've got. It'll be interesting to see what's going to be there at 79.85, and now we've got 102, 125. Oh, we got some ammo, and I'm just hoping that we got still got some tackles, that we've got some that we got some pieces that we can maybe move. Yeah, we're not even into the. Okay, so here we are now. And honestly, this didn't make too big of a difference. This is 20 picks up from now. Wanye Morris is still there, but I mean, we're at 70 and pick 79. Like the guys that are Trivius, this guy's too small. I'll just be honest with you. He's like 5'8". Yeah, he's like 5'8". I can't do anything with that. Like what are we trying to do? I get it that sometimes it doesn't matter, but that's too small in my opinion. Um, we're not looking for a guard, and we are looking for a safety, which Jamie Robinson has kind of shot up the PFF board. Now he's at 75 now, so we may end up taking him. And but I do want to look at what the tackle prospect. Yeah, that's it. Wanye Morris, Blake Freeland, and Tyler Steen are there for the taking, but I am going to go. I've got to go Jamie Robinson here. Like this is a place of need. Oh, Sidney Brown's still sitting there. That's another. That's a guy that I really like. I like Sidney Brown more than I like Jamie Robinson. I know that he doesn't have the consistency over the whole time, but look at this coverage grade. And granted, his run defense has a little bit left to be desired, but at the same time, I look at the teams that he did well against, and it's okay. I would say it's okay. And I'm looking at this from a perspective as he is, well, he's only 5'10", but he's 211 pounds. Since his freshman year, with 3168 career snaps in his game, it wasn't until his past fall that we saw his prodigal physical gifts turn into elite production. Smooth and explosive in the open field. He has range on the back end and the hips to track receivers and man coverage. Brown tackling take-on skills would probably make him a better fit as a deep safety and single, but he's good enough in coverage. You want to drop him closer. So tackling. Brown is the single best athlete in this safety class. His size will take him off some boards, but his coverage versatility should be coveted. And so coverage, like we have to look at it from a standpoint of what is more important to us, coverage, or if we look at Jamie, who had like I said, has just kind of shot up the boards. He was pretty good last year, but if you look at his size, though he's 5'11", 191. He's a too high safety. He needs to get bigger, obviously. Possesses the ideal quicks and tackling ability to make plays around the line of scrimmage, but has the size of a deep safety. And we really like so what they're basically saying is that he's a box safety that plays that has the body of a free safety. But this is the thing. I think that he can, if you look at his coverage grade, he does really good in the run defense, but he's good enough in coverage. And this is a situation where I think I'm looking at some of the teams that he's played against, and he kind of struggled against better teams. It looks like whenever he played a better team, he kind of struggled. So I don't know. I'm really on the fence about this, and I don't want to take too long on this. So I mean, we're at 79. The whole point of going up to get a guy is that now you got Anthony Johnson here, and he has played well for like he's a converted cornerback to safety, but he's played at Iowa State. So I think that while I think that this guy's going to be a good player, I think there's going to be a learning curve for him. And the 49ers really need someone that can kind of almost be ready to step in. And because I don't, even though they have a starter already, like they still need somebody that they can, hmm, man, it's a really tough decision. But I think that you go with the football player. I think you go with the football player, and I'm going with Jamie Robinson. Um, that's just my gut feeling on it. So I'm gonna take Jamie Robinson. Let's see what we end up in. Somebody took Sidney Brown 83 at 83, even though he was 90. And I think that's more of where he's gonna go around. And we may regret not taking him. But now I'm at 85, and I really like Wanye Morris. I really do. Run block grade, he's steady all the way across. As a zone, he's at 81, and he just kind of broke out this year, but he's 6'5", 307, movement skills, length of an NFL tackle. Um, yeah, I think that this guy is. I like Blake Freeland. Like, let me make that be known. Let that be known. I do like Blake Freeland, but at the same time, I just feel like this is another guy that I like, Jartavius Martin, to end up being a safety. Um, he's gonna be a safety. He just converted this year. I don't know why they have him listed as a cornerback, um, but yeah, Blake Freeland's still sitting there at 98. But you got Wanye Morris at 90. What is let's look at Blake real quick. Just to look. Ugh, look at that. Look at this. Now, granted, played in a completely different conference against way worse competition. But when you look at him against Stanford, when you look at him against, he was pretty much steady against everyone except for Baylor, Wyoming. That's weird. But I mean, pass block 90, run block 87. Man, can you even pass this guy? Show the running gore unfortunately has serious play strength concerns. He's 6'8", 302. They showed up at the Senior Bowl. There are some interesting athletic tools to work with, but it's hard to see Freeland ever being able to hold up his power. You'll see it. So they're saying that they don't see him being able to play up to the strength. I don't know. I think I'm going to go a little bit projection, and if Blake is there, I'm taking Wanye Morris. Let's put it that way. I'm going to take Wanye Morris, and Kelt's in the house. Appreciate you coming through, fam. And he says Tomlinson is like Matthew, in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. It's some of these guys are they're really small this year for safeties. Like I think it's kind of weird. I'll be honest with you. And but now we're at 102. Now we're at 102, and I want to see. And he's gone. Blake Freeland got picked up by. Oh, he got picked at 92 by the Bengals. So not far after where we were. But so now we're at 102. But we've got our tackle. We've got a safety. Now, what's the other need over here that it says we have? We have cornerback. Not that I think we have a need per se at cornerback, but my other need I feel like in this draft is at tight end. I want to see who we have at tight end that's going to be available and wide receiver. So you got Luke Schumacher, Davis Allen, Zach Kuntz still there. So these are the two that I'm targeting. Zach Kuntz and Davis Allen both are are pretty good prospects, and it looks like they're going in the same round, but they're more tight end two types. They're not tight end ones. I don't think Zach Kuntz could end up being a tight end one down the road, I really think a lot of Schumacher. I don't know why people don't give this guy a um, why don't they really don't like him. It's really because he doesn't have a lot of production. uh he got 35 balls for 3 scores. I really like Schumacher, and I think he's going to end up being a good player in the league, and he's just going to get on a team. It's a very similar to a Kittle situation where just didn't get a lot of opportunities. Michigan doesn't throw the ball, and the offense that they run is just it's almost impossible to figure out what is going to happen with those offensive players because it's a terrible offense. I'm just gonna just be real. For as far as for explosive athletes, I mean, name me one athlete, like one guy that came out of that offense looking really nice. Like I just don't I just it's not a good offense. And but as 49er fans, we shouldn't be surprised. We didn't like Harbaugh's offense either. Now, granted, it was Greg Roman. We blamed Greg Roman at the time, but the reality is we just didn't like the offense. So, um, and he is the head coach. But I've got those guys there. I really want to get because I have 102, 125, 138. So I might be able to get those guys a little bit later. So what I'm gonna do is I think there's two options here, really. And you got I've got to get Eli. I've got to get Eli Ricks here. This is a must have. I really feel like he could be that number 2 cornerback and eventually be a number 1 guy. I believe Eli Ricks is going to be a good player now. Granted, he didn't really show it. He transferred and he but Croc thinks the world of him, so I think the world of him. I'm going to go with Eli Ricks here. So now, somebody took Jartavius Martin. I was going to see if he was going to be available, but because I wanted to get like almost a hybrid guy, like a Jimmy Ward style. But now we've got somebody took Schumacher. So who do we got left? It's 125. We got Davis Allen and Zach Kuntz. Now we've got to pick at 138, which one of these guys should be available at. So I think I am going to bypass tight end on this one again. Who's the best player available? I am going to go with. Oh, you got Nick Saliveri still sitting here. He is the Swiss Army knife, I feel, of this draft. like at the on the offensive line, I'm going Nick Saldiveri here. So now we've got two tackles because this is the thing, 49er fans. Trent Williams is going to be retiring soon, and we need some guy that we can develop, or just to have that guy, that Swiss Army knife for a guy that we can a swing tackle turn into develop him as a guard. Also, we don't know. So but you always need depth, and so I'm gonna take that guy and Saldiveri there. And now we are at 138. Davis Allen is still sitting there. I feel like I need to take Davis Allen here. That's who I want. All right, now we're at 155. You've got a Marte Mapu that is, I mean, now these grades, okay, for everybody, they're like, oh, look at those grades. I mean, but look at who he played. Look at who he played. Nobody. They didn't play nobody. And like to me, when you play nobody, these grades should be out of this world. Played safety, but his physical play style and easy movement skills set at 6'3", 216. Yeah, I don't know. And he's listed at ranked 139th. I don't know. We still have to get an edge. I really still feel like we need an edge. And Mekhi Garner's still sitting there. I really like Israel Abinaconda. Really like him. I might still pick him up. But let's just look at what is in that edge area or defensive interior. Let's look at defensive interior right now. Oh wow, Nesta Jade Silvero slipped all the way down. I don't know why he slipped down. And this is a guy that, I mean, he's not out of this world. Good run defense, good pass rush, or not good pass rush, uh, but he is a guy that he's a big daddy. Well, 6'2", 304. I thought he was bigger than that, but they don't really talk. PFF just doesn't really like the guy. I like Nesta. I think that he's a good player, but they just don't really. Broderick Martin, a little bit better, more of a pass rushing guy, and 6'5", 330. And but another team that didn't another guy that didn't really play anybody, and I expect you to dominate if you didn't play anybody. Gerard Clark is a guy that I really like also, and this is what I'm talking about. When you're not playing nobody, you should be dominating. And I feel like for the most part, this guy dominated a lot more than Broderick, and he is ranked 156. But I am gonna go with We got our tight end. Feel like we have to go best player available here, and I really like Starling. He's another guy that's really bigger guy, 195. But another guy that just really didn't play anybody, and but solid, all the way across, and wants to tackle. I think but we've already got what we do need is some safety depth. So I am going here. I am going to. I'm going to take Gerard Clark here. And nothing. Okay. Man, it's a really tough decision because it's almost like no man's land. You got some guys that you're not really. I could trade out of the spot, but realistically speaking, we have enough picks. And you have to think about how many of these guys are actually going to make the team also. So if the 49ers picked up another cornerback here, let's say he beats out Ambry Time, that would have five defensive backs. You could probably sneak Ambry Thomas onto the practice squad. I'm gonna go Starling. I just like him. And then we have the next guy up, and I'm gonna go ahead and get Gerard. Oh, somebody took Charlie Jones. I really like Charlie Jones too. Who do we have at wide receiver? Because that is a spot. Ronnie Bell. Oh, somebody must have already taken Mingo. And Ronnie Bell's sitting there. There's really not much. Okay, not for this pick. And this might be where I take. Okay, well, what do we have at edge? Man, this is kind of brutal. I will say. You got Dylan Horton there. I mean, that's DJ Johnson's all the way down at 227. I don't understand how that happened. But O'Shawn Mathis, what's his size? He's already at 180. That's not gonna be a good. I like Thomas Incoom too. This is kind of brutal. I like Eric Gray. I'm gonna go Eric Gray here. And it's kind of put me out of my zone, like what I normally. Oh, what's going on, Roberto? Appreciate you coming through. Sup Niner family. But yeah, it's kind of put me like I've been just doing straight mocks and I haven't been really trading up. So this is kind of like messing up the flow of what I would normally pick. And a lot of these guys, not that I haven't looked at them, but I just don't place this high of grades on them. And so now we're looking at. I really don't like Daniel Scott. I know some people like him. I just don't like him at all. I mean, missed tackles galore. And man, what do we do here? You got Josh Weil out there. I'm not gonna pay attention to the ranking here. I'm just gonna pick the guy that I like. And you got Jay Ward sitting there. Well, we already picked another cornerback. And so I am not going to do that. So for my last two picks, I am going. Oh, wow. Somebody took Ronnie Bell already. who is left at wide receiver? Oh, Ronnie Bell's still sitting there. He just not till 213. I'm taking him here. I like Ronnie Bell. I think that he's a tough receiver and that he's going to be a solid slot guy in the league. I think he's a tough guy, gets some yards after the catch, not a ton of yards after the catch. He's not a burner like that, and he doesn't get a ton of broken tackles, but he's good for one. He's good for one broken tackle, and I think he's going to be really good guy down the road. And then I still have not selected an edge. Can you believe that? And the Kavarius Owens, the 49ers have talked to him, but I can't do it. And you got D Winters still sitting there. Elijah Higgins. Well, I've got to take an edge here. You know who my edge is going to be? Derek Parrish. If this is a guy that I've been really looking at the last few days. Uh, wow. I mean, tons of athletic ability. I know he's just coming off an injury, but the guy is just, 91 pass rush grade. He's little, 6'2", 245, but I just feel like the guy is just a monster. Somebody's going to get this guy, and he's going to be a monster for them. Now, granted, you look at this. So the year that he played 14 games, he had 84. Then he had 4 games. He only had 4 games played. So, but still, I think he got his season cut short. I think this is a guy that they could develop, and I'm going to do it. He's going to get picked way higher than this, I think. And PFF is going to light me up on this because I had no prior. I didn't do any mocks before this, like to do any of this. So I didn't. I had no idea what the flow is going to be, and I just kind of picked some guys that I like in those spots, and I know my grade is going to be trash. But this is the thing: PFF's grades are garbage. Like, I mean, they don't eat. I don't even think that they only gave me a C for this trade. They gave me a C plus for this trade. Wanya Morris was a B minus. JB Robinson, they gave me a C plus. Eli Ricks, that they had better given me a B plus for that. Nick Saliveri, okay, Dave. They only gave me a C plus for Davis Allen. They gave me an F for Ronnie Bell. I mean, it is what it is. But everything else was pretty. They gave me a D plus for Derek Parrish. Okay, I'll take the C plus from them. Being is that I choose these guys all out of order, and like the draft compensation was all over the place. But if I learned anything from this mock, it was that it doesn't really look much different. It doesn't really look much different than if the 49ers just stand pat. I don't see them getting anybody uberly more talented than what's possible, what they are based off the PFF. And I mean, I do like that I was able to get 2 tackles, because if they wait till 99, I don't think that they'd be able to do that. But I had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I still ended up with 10 picks with all the trades. And I think the 49ers need to draft at least 9. I think they need to draft at least 9. So it's going to be really important that they, even if they move up and down, that they use maybe some future picks, or like I did, or use up some of those negligible 7th rounders. But I look, as you can see, when I was getting down into that 150, that 135, 150 range, the pickings got real slim real quick. And so that's why I say it's not gonna matter too much. Like once you get down there, I was kind of disappointed that Jamie Robinson was the best that I could do at 79. I was hoping to get like maybe a Jordan Battle or something into that effect at that point. But real quick, real quick. Oh, we're already at 50 minutes. Real quick. Uh, I'm gonna do a very quick one. So don't get discouraged by this, but that's what I kind of see if they move up. I don't see too much difference in a lot of these players. I think once they get to that third round, I don't think that this draft is, when you say deep, I don't think that I think that it's deep with middle road players. I don't think that there's a lot of great players in this draft. And I think that I think that the 49ers need to really think about just drafting potential and trusting in their coaching staff to coach these guys up. Because what I'm seeing is a bunch of middling players that isn't even worth it to trade up. Now, I'm going to trade up again in the TDN real quick before we get out of here, and I'm going to do a very quick. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about the players. We're just going to do it, and then I'll talk about how I feel about it after the fact. But um, let's take that off. Then I wonder, can I just do this? There we go. And then I'm going to put TDN. And here it is. Okay, back in. And and now, okay, so before we even get started, we're going to do our trades, right? So let's say I go 49ers, and then who did we? Oh, shoot. I probably should have saved it so I knew who I traded with. But I think it was. Can't remember who it was. Let me see. Let me see if it's the Jets. No, it wasn't. Let's see. Steelers? Was it Steelers? No. Was it? What the Colts have? They have 80. I kind of want to get to that 79 that I had. What did the Raiders have? They have 71. What about the Jags? 89. The Titans have. They have 73. Let's go for 73. Let's look at what they've got. Let's trade that 100. And we're going to go for 73. Oh, those things actually make a pretty big deal. And what if I go for next year? Give them a fourth round. Oh, they'll do it for a fourth rounder next year. And what if I do that? I go back to 23. and then let's try it. They rejected me. Womp womp womp. Let's go back to the talking. Let's go back to the table. Who was it? It was 73. Giving up 100. And then I'm going to give him number 4. Fourth rounder from that year. What happens if I give him fifth rounder? No, not enough. What if that's not enough? Okay. So then we're going to go back and give them the fourth rounder. But can they give me a 188? And then I give them this one and this one. Let's see. Oh, Titans accepted it. I will take it. I will take it. I feel like that's a good trade up. And then let's make one more, just like we did in the last one. And let's go. Oh, that's too far. Let's see. What was it? Who did the Broncos have? No, that's too much. What do the Texans have? I am going to go for their 74. I'm going to give up 102. And then I am going to offer third rounder to move up from 100 to 70. And then what if they give me, and what if I give you ooh, should we do it? I wonder, should we do that? That would leave us with, we'd lose 9, 10. That would leave us with 9, I believe. I let's how about, yeah, because that's too far. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. So we gave up our seventh rounders. And so now we're going to have quite a few picks in the basically up to the sixth round. And it's going to be, it's kind of like the same thing with PFF. And we talked about earlier, like about how PFF's was very, very like it was middling all the way through. It didn't matter how high we went. Now I went a little bit higher in this one, but TDN seems to be a little bit better when you get up there. They really value certain positions, and like tackle is very valuable at TDN. With TDN, there's another position, obviously QB, like that kind of stuff, but they are very position centric. It's not so much about the ranking. And but let's get into it. And we're still going to have to wait a while because it is what it is. But we can still look down here and look at what. And I'm going to switch it automatically to my picks so that I can see it. And as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We still got 8 picks. And I think 9 would have been ideal, but I'll take 8. 8 picks isn't bad, especially these guys. I specifically I think that they should make the team, and that's the important thing. I highly doubt that Brian Branch is still there, but there might be a chance that Jordan Battle's still there. Oh my God, Brian Branch is there at 73. If that is the case, 6 feet 193. And he's not the fastest guy, but really good player. And I highly doubt he's going to be here. But I mean, he's a second round value, and we're at the top of the third. I don't think he's going to be here, but I'm still going to take him. So we're going to take Brian Branch first. Now, do we have the very next pick? Oh, there's 32 tackles. So, you got Jalen Duncan still out there. And if we're talking about what we really want to do, this is a guy at 6'6", 306, scheme versatile. I mean, he's a third round grade. But I think that he is worth investing in. You got Carter Warren out there, but I'm going to take Jalen Duncan. I think that his athleticism and strength is something that can be molded. So yeah, we're gonna go Jalen Duncan here, and now we don't have another pick until 103, so we're gonna be waiting from here on out. But I highly doubt if Blake Freeland is still there. If Blake Freeland is still there, that is a guy. No, he's already gone. I shouldn't have even said it. All right. So we're here at 103, and we've got 103 and 105. So let's see what we got. Best guy available. Hendon Hooker is still there. That's not going to happen. I highly doubt that happens. It's just some of these mock draft machines, they just don't take into account. They just don't take into account, like, see, now I like Elias Ricks. I'm taking Elias Ricks. And then the other piece that I want to take is I want to look at tight end. Davis Allen's still sitting there. Payne Durham. I'm going to take Davis Allen here. Right? What's the next? Yeah, I got to take Davis Allen here. This draft is already looking crazy. Like Brian Branch and Jalen Duncan alone. and then you got Elias Ricks coming in, Davis Allen. That is already a good draft. It doesn't even matter what I would do from here on out. And because now you're talking tight end to CB, I think CB2. You might have a starting right tackle in Jalen Duncan as well as Brian Branch. That he almost automatically switches. In my mind, he switches to your starting free safety. Like he'll at least be battling, uh, for it in camp. So I think that is that if it drops like this does, then this is well worth it. Um, okay, so all right, now where are we at? Now we've got what, 4 more picks? You got Nathaniel Dell out there, Elijah Higgins, Grant Dubois. Oh, come on. We still need an edge. Mike Morris, I like him. DJ Johnson. What pick are we at? What pick are we at? We're at 157. And then you got DJ Johnson out there. I'm going to go DJ Johnson. I like DJ Johnson. Oh, Jonathan Mingo's down there. Let's see if he's still there. Oh, he's still there. I'm taking Jonathan Mingo here. Now, I want to look and see if... Oh, Saldivary's still sitting there. I got to take Nick Saldivary here. I got to make sure that I get him. Yeah, see, look at his ranking was 19th. How did he end up at 73? That's crazy. And then I think I am going to take Riley Moss here. The fact that he's still sitting there is criminal. I'm taking Riley Moss, and how my draft is going to end up. So quick draft, and after we did the trades, it's going to end up. I mean, if it ends up like this, and I know we're sitting here waiting for them to finish. They'll be done in a minute, but we're done picking, and we got 8 picks, and this is how it ended up. Like, it would be insanity. Niner Twitter would lose its mind. And we'd be talking about how badly we're going to beat other teams. I'm just going to be real. Because I think, I'm going to put this out there, I think Trey Lance is going to come out on fire. And I've been saying it and saying it and saying it, but I'm just waiting for y'all to believe it. And it's coming. It's over? Okay. So we're going to save that one. And as we view the results, so just to recap on this one, you got Brian Branch, Jalen Duncan, Elias Ricks, Davis Allen, DJ Johnson, Jonathan Mingo, Saldivary, and Riley Moss. This would be possibly just one of the greatest 49er drafts on the planet if that's the way that it worked out. And we this is all from trading up. You notice TDN's draft, like when you're trying to trade up, they're much more forgiving with how much it takes to move up. I don't know that that's realistic. I think that teams are going to ask more and more to the PFF style, and it may take a little bit more to move up, but I would hope that it falls like this. If this is what happens, if this is how it falls, the 49ers are going to be very lucky, and hopefully they don't go crazy with their shots in the dark like they like to do with smaller school guys. Sometimes the obvious answer is the best one, and I would love for it to end like this. But with that being said, we're going to get out of here, and I really appreciate people coming through, watching me go through the mocks. And better remember, with these mocks, don't think that this is the end. Oh, this is what's going to happen, or this is. As you can see, the mocks are all different, just like the big boards for the teams are all different. So just take it with a grain of salt. These are guys that are going to be, hopefully, will be in that area where the 49ers are picking. If the 49ers decide to trade up, we kind of saw how different it is. And if it goes the PFF way, it's not going to be too different. It's not going to be too different in the talent level. But I went a little bit higher in the TDN, so it's possible that it might be a little bit different. But the TDN it allowed me to do that, and I don't think that realistically speaking, teams would allow the 49ers to trade that far up with as little as I gave. So it's all relative, and but it's just fun. It's fun. Mock drafts are fun to do, and it's good to play GM from time to time. But like I said, appreciate you guys coming through. I will be back tomorrow, and we'll be having a conversation. Maybe there'll be some new 49er news, some new training videos from somebody. I mean, all we've been seeing so far is Eric Armstead training and some different guys training. I saw Debo lifting weights the other day, but realistically speaking, we're all thirsty for some news, but this is what we got to talk about right now. We're just getting ready for this draft, and I'm going to try and give you guys some names to think about. Keep giving you names to think about when it comes to the draft and people to look for that the 49ers I feel should be targeting. And I listen to a lot of smarter guys than me, so that's where I get a lot of these names. But some of them, it's just research. It's just you just got to research it. So. But that being said, we're going to get out of here. And as always, go Niners.